So I'd first like to address her when she said that the federal government's already established, I think, $10 billion in high-speed rail grants to California. This again, like what my partner said earlier, was that this money that has already been set aside would end up being switched to water conservation efforts. So this money isn't necessarily forced to go to high-speed rail. It can be switched or changed, I suppose. And then she also says that the goal is, even if, or they both say that, the goal is, even though we're not, it's not going to be profitable, we're going to be getting cars and airlines off the road. However, I'd like to respond to this by saying people will continue to ride cars and take airlines. The flight from San Francisco to LA is one of the most popular in our nation, the domestic flight, and the domestic flight, and it'll cost anywhere from as low as $100, and it takes an hour and a half. That's 1/3 the time for a little bit more price, like, because what was it, the high-speed rail ticket prices were anywhere from, here they are, $78. Anywhere from $54 to $78. So for anywhere from double to a little bit more, you can make the trip in less than a third of the time, or about a third of the time. Okay. Okay, and then current airline and road travel deters people from riding rail in the U.S. already. According to The Economist, domestic air travel in America is widely available, relatively cheap, and popular. Traveling by cars is also popular. Gas is much cheaper than in Europe because of far lower taxes mostly. And road travel is massively subsidized in the sense that the negative externalities of traveling by car, including the release of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, are not fully offset. And most major highways here are still free of tolls and highly developed. So that's one thing compared to Spain, is that their gas is already way cheaper. So as soon as you have a high-speed rail that's available to them, they're going to go for that because it's going to be cheaper than driving. Here in America, at least, our gas is far cheaper than in Europe. And within regions, so if you're going to be anywhere in the San Fernando Valley or in Sacramento, it's going to be far cheaper to drive. According to the ridership and revenue forecast, most riders are expected to use the rail for long-distance trips and not for travel within the region. For example, estimates put the rail fare from Sacramento to the San Joaquin Valley at $54. A driver could do the trip on a few gallons of gasoline for far less and only a little bit more time. Okay, and then our current pro-aviation and automobile policies set aside by the government are not compatible with a shift to the high-speed rail. Existing aviation and road development policies and programs that are not compatible with the shift away from oil-powered transport will have to be terminated, as policies and programs that support associated land uses, that is, building highways and updating our highways and airports, the skill and effort needed to remove existing policies and dismantle established programs is far from trivial. A lack of focus on policy termination and undermined efforts by many leaders across the spectrum of political orientation. Okay, so ultimately, people in America aren't going to be riding the rail. You look at, it's largely due to the suburbs. People in suburbs, that means you have far less concentrated populations. Trains work best where you have greater populations. You can see this in Detroit, where when they went from in the 50s, when everybody moved out of the city into the suburbs, the city failed, not only because of the road and everything, but the suburbs. Gosh, sorry about it. Oh well. Thank you.